Alright guys, how you doing today? We are going to do something a little bit different than this channel normally does. So if you're new to the channel and you like hunting and fishing, go check out some of our other videos because we got some good ones out there. But today we're reviewing this BB gun and I'm pretty excited about it. It's the NXG APX UMAREX, I believe. Don't judge me, I'm not good with names, and that goes with companies too. But for the price I paid for it and what these little guns go for nowadays, I cannot complain. I have shot 250 rounds through this gun. I put an Amazon scope on top of it and I haven't had a problem with it. The scope kind of completed the gun because the first couple days I was shooting the iron sights and I just didn't like them. So I got some different pellets sitting here, and today we're going to do a review on which pellet this gun likes best. Now it doesn't mean that I bought every pellet in the world and I'm going to know for exactly sure which pellet this gun likes best, but I got 4 different kinds sitting over here and we're going to give them a try today. I got to take some practice shots. We're just going to make sure we're shooting a pretty decent group with the first couple, and then we're going to go from there. We're going to start at 20 yards, work our way back to 30 and then 40. If we don't feel like doing it, we got a little bit of rain today, so we might not do the 30, but we will do a 20 and 40 range just to see how much that grouping size changes. And like anything else, as a human experiment, my error will be in that too, so you're gonna have to give or take a little bit. So let's get everything set up here. I'm gonna get a target put up down back and let's get to shooting this little girl. First test is gonna be with these Benjamins hollow point. They do not say their weight, so for this test, because this ain't exactly what it's about, we're just seeing what it is, we're going to consider this the lightest pellet we have because it doesn't have a weight on it. So we're going to shoot this one first at 20 yards. We're going to do 5 shots, see how they look, and then switch to the next bullet. And we'll do that till we're out of bullets, well, until we shot every set we have, and then we'll push it back to 30 or 40 yards, depending on how this weather is. If it keeps raining like this, I'm scared about audio and I want to get it done before it gets worse, so we might just jump back to the 40. But either way, this is the one we're going to start out with. So let's get this party started. Here goes shot number 1. I was hoping for a little bit better out of them pellets on one condition of I used them a lot as a kid. They were just always around in your local Walmart and stuff like that, and you know, they said hollow points on it and it just sounded cool when you were a kid. And that's not the best group, but that's alright. So we're going to get this next one going. We're going to shoot these Premier Crossmans. They're a 7.4 grain pointed tip. I bought these with this gun on the hopes that pointed tip would just fly better and be a little bit more fun. So we're going to get these ones and we're going to shoot in the target to the right of that one. And for that pattern right there, that's a pretty damn good grouping for a pellet gun, especially at 20 yards. So we're going to get another piece of paper up on there, and we're going to try out these other 2 here at 20 yards. Okay, here's the next bullet we're going to be shooting. This is the Gammo Tomahawk. It is a 7.56 grain bullet. It's the 3rd heaviest one we'll be shooting, I'm guessing, because we never weighed those Tomahawks and they don't have a weight on them. So we're going to get 5 shots of these down there in that left target and see how the grouping is. That might be the best so far. That's a good tight group. Just one kind of hanging out of the circle. But I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, I'm sorry, but I lost count there, so if that's one extra, I'm sorry, but they're all right there. I tried my best to make sure it wasn't a straggler. Now we're going to move on to the SIG Airs. It's the Dagger PD, PB, if I could read, and they're a 10.3 grain bullet. They're the heaviest one out of the bunch. I bought these just to see what they would do at long range, but we're going to shoot them here at short range and see how they do. Alright, there's them 5 shots. Now they're holding a little low and left. I don't know if that's just because they're a heavier bullet, but if you look at that grouping and you moved it up and put it into that bullseye, they'd all be in it, I believe. Same thing with the rest of them. They all seem like they're holding just a tad bit left, which could be the gun. So we're going to make a couple adjustments here before we move back to 40. But we're going to get that piece of paper, we'll bring it up here, review it, and then we'll get back to 40 yards and see what happens, because it's starting to rain a little bit heavier and I'm worried about the audio inside this pole barn. Alright, here goes the first shot, 40 yards. This is the Benjamin hollow point. Now with this I have reticle dots underneath underneath my crosshair. As I was shooting last time, 40 yards was just a tad high for the first dot. But that's what we're going to go with anyway. It's not about where it hits, it's about the grouping it produces. You can always fine tune everything to your scoping gun, but we're just looking for that grouping. I'm going to hold in the same spot every time no matter what. Try to hold in the same spot every time no matter what. I'm not perfect. Okay guys, there's the grouping for them Benjamin hollow points. They look like they're just a little high, about 1.5 inches and a little left. They stayed consistent to their last grouping at 20 yards. They're not super sporadic, but they're not on top of each other. Would I want to take them hunting? I'm not exactly sure on that, but I think you could fine tune them down to that bullet, or to that bullseye, within a good enough range for some target shooting and to be happy with it. 90% of the time I would say that it was probably you that missed if you missed with that bullet, and the other 10% you could blame on the bullet, but in reality nobody wants to hear that and it's always your fault. So we're going to get on to the next bullet, which is the Crossman Premier, and get 5 of them down there in that right target. I don't know, yep. I'm just going to go get that piece of paper after that one. We're going to move on to the next ones here, which is the Gamo and the SIG bullets, and we're going to see what they do. Dude, is it that hard for me? I ain't got a clue where they went. It's just down there that far, but that's 5. So now we're going to move on to that SIG Air, the heaviest pellet out of them all. So it's going to be funny to kind of see what the drop will be, and you know the big difference on that, because they've all been shooting, it looks like about at least 1 inch high. So we're going to get those ones loaded up, shoot the right side of that target. All right, well, that's all the shots there. That last one with them SIG airs seemed to be pretty all over the place. It looks like we got into the target on the left side from the camera view here. I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping they'd have a tighter group, but a lot happens with these guns, you know, with that extra 20 yards. They're only shooting probably 600 feet per second with the 8 pumps out of this gun, maybe even less with that SIG air because it's a 10 grain bullet. But we're going to go down here, grab this target, and then we'll review them all, and we'll see what we think. All right, guys. Well, we just got that target back, and there had to be some kind of human error in there. I would believe, but you never know. But that's just part of the game, and that's the results we get. That's what we got to go with. We shot 5 times, and the way it looks is we got 3 hits from the Gamo Tomahawks. We just had one catch the other side of the paper, and the other 2, I guess, went off the paper. And then we shot them SIG airs, and we got one right beside the bullseye on the left side of it, or on the right side of the bullseye, and then the other 4 are very far left here. And it's not a bad grouping on those 4 down here off to the side. So that's where I say there's got to be some kind of human error in there. But as we could tell, it's a 20-yard test. A couple of these did have some bullets going off to the side. But I'd have to go with almost that Benjamin hollow point. They weren't on top of each other, but in the long run, they were staying in a nice group. They did it 20 yards and they did it 40 yards. So over together, I would have to go with those for an overall target shooting, you know, bullet. I'd like to find a better bullet that does something a little bit better than these, but there's probably some human error in there again. So we're gonna get it all squared away. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. You guys have a good one.